Tell you what, that Seattle team, they can hit. They got some good hitters, especially 1 through 4. Hate to lose, but we did score 6 runs today. Had the bases loaded in the 8th, had a threat in the 9th after scoring 9 runs yesterday. So that part of it looks like it's picking up a bit. Eflin battled his way through six innings. He did a good job. Gave up 9 hits, but he still made good pitches when he had to. The home run by Cano was an elevated sinker. I'd like to talk about Altherr. How about this guy? He's relentless right now. He's swinging the bat as well as I've seen anybody swing the bat. Tommy Joseph, 3 hits, hit a home run. Knapp was on base 3 times. These are all positives that I kind of think about, want to choose to think about out of this game. Other than that, hate to lose.
Okay, the thing you don't want to think about, the bullpen. How do you deal with that?
Well, you know what, Howard? I'm not really happy about our situation, but when I look around the league, both leagues actually, there's a lot of teams that are having issues with the bullpen. In fact, this team, I don't think Diaz has been their closer. They tried a few guys. A lot of teams are scuffling. I don't know why that is, but in our case, we've had issues with the starters getting us deep into the game, and you look at Benoit today. He hasn't pitched in 5 days because I had to keep pitchers back in the event that we played extra innings, and he just couldn't get the ball down. Had an off night. It'll come around. I still believe in these relief pitchers. I know we're better than we've shown. I think we have to get into a rhythm or a alignment. We need the starters to give us more innings, and then we can really put together a nice bullpen.
Is it possible you guys swap a few guys, and do you think about it the next 24, 48 hours until you play?
Well, as a matter of fact, we optioned Jake Thompson right after the game, and we'll make a corresponding move after that. Yeah. So as I look at our bullpen, sure, they're not pitching as well as I think they're capable of pitching, but at the same time, you look around the league, and even the Cubs are having trouble. A lot of teams are having trouble in that area, and we'll get through it. We're going to get through it. We're better than this.
Would Nishek have been your guy in 8th if you got there at that game?
Yeah.
Did you go to Benoit in 7th just because they had the heart of the order coming up there?
Yeah, I had my veteran guy, and Benoit is normally better against lefties. And Nishek has a little bit of trouble, so I wanted Benoit facing Cano and Seager. And he just elevated his fastball.
You mentioned the starters not really giving you length over the last 12 games or so. How much do you think that's really magnifying the problems that you do have in the bullpen?
Well, it does magnify the problems because what happens is, I end up using relief pitchers in situations that I don't want to have to use them. If I bring in a long guy and he can't get through more than 1 inning, then I have to go to another guy, and it snowballs, and it's been snowballing. But as I said, I have a lot of confidence in our starters, and I think, I know we're gonna improve on that. These guys have shown us how good they can be, and I know they're going to get back there.
You just decided with Franco that you needed a day away from it?
Yeah. You know what, Bob, he needed a little mental break, I think, just to think about what he needs to do. And I had a talk with him. Stairsy had a talk with him, and he's much better than he's been swinging the bat lately, and I know he's going to come around. So the way Altherr's hitting and Joseph's starting to hit and things like that are looking up, I think we're going to be fine.
Do you see yourself keeping Altherr in the 3rd spot?
I'll look at that when I decide if I might give Franco another day. I'm not sure, so I'll have to look at that, Todd, and then go there. But he certainly didn't lose a beat with hitting in the 3rd spot. It didn't seem to intimidate him at all. So I think it might be a good spot for him, for us.
What was your main point of emphasis with Mike Hill this morning?
I sat him down and I just talked to him, and I wanted him to talk to me and let me know how he felt. And he's fine. He's down a little bit, but I tried to pick him up a bit and told him how good he was, and it's early in the season.
You said you still have confidence in the pen.
How does that compare to when you started the season? You were pretty vocal about how you thought that was a high point of this team.
I still think it's one of our strengths. As I said, the fact that I've been using relief pitchers in situations where I didn't want to, and then they become unavailable because they've pitched 2 days in a row, that all adds into the equation. And if you get your pitchers throwing 6 and 7 innings, then it becomes a lot easier to left, right, left. We only have the one lefty. I had to use Rodriguez for some length yesterday, and he was unavailable today for the lefty. So once we get the starters in gear, I think it's all going to fall into place.
Do you think your starters are nibbling too much, trying to strike guys out too much?
Possibly, and we have. I don't want to make this an excuse, but we have faced some real good hitting teams. The Mariners really come out; they're aggressive hitters, and I think our guys are trying to make too perfect the pitches, and they need to get their secondary pitches better located than they have, and I know they're capable of doing that.
That one lefty situation, I mean, you said before at the start of the year, I guess, that you weren't worried about that too much because you had guys that could throw well, other guys that could throw well against.
Well, you know what, Rob? We have, you take a guy like Benoit. He's got a well above average changeup with good action, and he can get lefties out with that. If you've got Neris with his split, he gets lefties out with the split. So if you have right-handed pitchers who get lefties out, then you don't necessarily need them. Unfortunately, as I said, all these things are piling up to where I can't use them the way I'd like to use them right now, and they've been asked to fill in certain roles that they haven't, they're not used to.